Well, Sam Bennett, I can assure you Ray Ferraro was disappointed. He wanted to join the interview on the Rain Dregs podcast, but he's got a big game tonight, too, in the Western Conference Final in Dallas. So as you look back on the Eastern Conference Final and really the march through 3 rounds to get to the point that you're in now on the cusp of going to the Stanley Cup Championship Series, has it sunk in yet? Has it sunk in that you're 4 wins away from putting your hands on the toughest trophy in sport to win?
Yeah, it's pretty remarkable when you think about it like that. Obviously, never been in this position, never even been close to this position before. So, I know how hard it is to get here, and definitely, not going to take that for granted.
Well, take us through the march to this point because it's so difficult. And really, for the Florida Panthers, it goes back to, well, if not late in the regular season, maybe even earlier than that, right? Just the pressures that your team felt, based on what you did and then what you didn't do last year. But you knew that the group was better. And it never seems to be one thing. It's, Matthew Tkachuk's incredible knack for scoring the game-winning goals. It's the legendary goaltending now of Bobrovsky, the physicality of you and the attack of the Florida Panthers in general. But is there one thing, or is it that collection of things that has put you in this position?
Yeah, I think it's exactly that. It's a collection of everything. And, our team, especially right now, we're doing such a good job of if one guy's, or if a line's not feeling great tonight, or one guy's not feeling it tonight, you know that another line's going to step up. And there's been countless situations like that all year. And especially in this playoffs where guys are just stepping up at huge moments in games. Yeah. And that's really been, I think, the difference for our squad in the playoffs this year.
Yeah, you can't win without that, can you? I mean, we talk about the depth, but you're seeing it firsthand. And historically, we've seen that. If your coach can't have the faith that Paul Maurice has in being able to roll out 4 lines and play these guys in all situations, maybe we're not having this conversation, right? It's part of the details and the depth of every winning team.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's one of the main things that is going to give you success in a long, hard run is you need 4 lines and 3 pairs of D and a goalie that's, playing unbelievable. So we've really had all that this whole playoffs, and it definitely makes it easier as one of the players when you got 22 other guys to count on.
I'm a fan of Andrew Brind'Amour and the way he coaches, and I think you are too. And there's no question in my mind that he's going to be back as a head coach in the NHL, perhaps as early as next season. That would make good sense. So this isn't about him, but it is more about, the changes that were made. Paul Maurice comes in as an experienced head coach. What did he instill in this group, basically from the start of the season that has helped you get to this point of being ready for the Stanley Cup Championship?
Yeah, I mean, right from the training camp, he had a goal and a vision for how he wanted our team to play, and it was going to be different. It wasn't going to be as loose and free flowing and give a chance, get a chance. It was a lot tighter, and there was definitely some learning curves for our group early. I think at times we struggled with it, but we really, I think after January, we really bought into playing the right way of hockey, and that's how you're going to win. And you can just see it in the playoffs, how bought in our team is to the system and how prepared we are to play the right way to win.
All right, we'll talk about the chemistry of your line and, again, the execution of Matthew Tkachuk, which has been just off the charts to this point of the Stanley Cup playoffs. But you kind of touched on it. I mean, the physicality and how you guys attack as a group has been noteworthy in the playoffs. And I think I'd be remiss if I didn't get you to explain that hit last night on Slavin, because your execution when it comes to hits like this is ridiculously well timed. I mean, this was a devastating, hard but clean hit. Do you just see it coming and then you just follow through based on the speed and the momentum that you have and make sure that the arms are down, the shoulders kept down, and you follow through with a good, clean, full body check?
Yeah, I mean, hitting's been a big part of my game my whole career, and on that play especially, I came off the bench with some speed. I was able to just coast in there and get in the tracks and kind of just line it up. And I don't think he was expecting it at all. Obviously, it's unfortunate that he was injured there. I hope he's doing well. But it was just one of those players where the timing just lined up perfectly for me, and I was able to just go right through.
All right. Well, then take us to the end of the game. What turned out to be the game-winning goal scored by Tkachuk on the power play. When this thing goes to video review for goalie interference, what are you thinking? Are you thinking, "No, this is going to be a good goal. I did nothing wrong on this play. They're not going to overturn it"?
Yeah, I mean, I was definitely nervous. Anytime it goes to review, it can go either way. You never really know. I didn't even get to look at it after to see if I was in the paint or not. I had no idea. I didn't think I was, but you really just have no idea. So I was holding my breath for that entire time until they came up with the decision. But luckily it was it counted, and Chucky's just I don't even know what to say about him. He's just incredibly clutch. I've never seen someone come up big so many times. So it's pretty impressive what he's doing right now.
No question. But Sam Bennett, I mean, it's got to be a combination of things, though, right? I mean, he's elite level skill. We know this. Hockey sense, he's got that. He's playing a very controlled game, which for him at times can be a bit of a challenge, but he's dialed in, right? He's playing on the edge, and he's been that way the entire postseason. And as much as you need the puck to find your stick on occasion, it's just as much being in the right place at the right time and anticipating where you need to be, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And he's one of the best at that. I think his hockey sense is really off the charts. He can see plays before they're there, and it's a lot of fun playing with a guy like that. It makes it really easy for me when he's making those reads, and he's easy to read off, which is nice as well.
Yeah. Hey, Rod Brind'Amour post game. I mean, obviously disappointed. The series ends Eastern Conference Final in a sweep, but he made a comment that I think is very fitting in saying, "Yeah, we know the reality is we lost in 4 straight games, but that was not a sweep feeling type of series." And would you agree with that? I mean, this Carolina Hurricanes team was a real good team, a good team all year. And when you play a team like that, as structured as they are, it does come down to a bounce here or there, doesn't it? Or the team that capitalizes most on opportunities.
Yeah, I mean, it was a close series. Absolutely, like every game is tight. They're a great team. They play hard. They play the right way. But that's playoff hockey. Is you're going to need those big plays and those finishing touches, and we got those plays and they didn't, and ultimately that's what it comes down to in playoffs.
Let's talk about the fit for you with the Florida Panthers, because look, I mean, you were a very good player with the Calgary Flames. Nobody's going to suggest otherwise, but you seem to be more comfortable in the role that you're playing in Florida. Is that really what it boils down to? Is about consistently being given the opportunity, but also playing in a position that you were kind of born to play in, I would say.
Yeah, I think it was a combination of a bunch of things. As soon as I got to Florida, they gave me all the opportunity right away, and I felt like I could play freely without being afraid to make mistakes, and that just gave me a whole new level of confidence that I never really got to grasp in Calgary. I struggled with my confidence and the type of player I was, or what type of player they wanted me to be, and I think just the fit in Florida right away helped me find my game again, and I couldn't be happier with the way things worked out for me.
No, it's been excellent. Well, look, I mean, talk about finding your game. Sergei Bobrovsky, not that we should be surprised. The man's won a couple of Vezina trophies, so we know that he's an elite level goaltender. But not taking anything away from Alex Lyon, who in a big way helped you guys lock down a playoff spot. I mean, that's pretty clear. But how much confidence do you guys have playing in front of either goalie? But in this case, Bobrovsky, who has been lights out good since coming in against the Bruins in round one.
Yeah, it's incredible. I've never seen a goalie performance like what he's putting on right now. It just seems like every time they get an odd man rush or a chance, we just have that faith that he's gonna make that save, and he's done it all playoffs long. And it's amazing how much more confident it gives our entire team knowing that he's back there and going to make those saves and battle for us. So our whole team is really thriving off of that.
Yeah, no doubt. Was there any discussion? Maybe you talked about this post game after the sweep last night. How much did you guys talk as a group about putting hands on that Prince of Wales trophy? Never been an elite level athlete. I've never contended for anything like this. So I understand the superstition. Some guys wear the same clothes and all of that. But was there actually a team huddle, a discussion on what you were going to do with it?
I don't think there was much of a huddle. I know Chucky said he really wanted to touch it.
Yeah.
He was like, we're touching it. And that was it. So, and he skated up there right away. He grabbed it right away. And, I didn't really think about it too much, but obviously a couple of guys grabbed it and Barkey skated off with it. So, we won it. And I think that was the right thing.
Well, the only thing missing was Brooks Koepka actually coming onto the ice and being part of the team photo. Although I understand he did get his picture with the Prince of Wales trophy after the fact. I mean, what an incredible fan he's been. And, a leader in social media anyway, making sure that people are paying close attention to what's going on with the Panthers.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's funny how it goes from him, with the incident with Ekblad earlier in the year.
With the pylon.
Yeah, exactly. And, I think I heard he reached out to Eki and they're buddies again now. So,
right.
It's pretty cool to see how big of a fan he is. And the support for our team is pretty awesome. So that's pretty cool coming from, one of the best golfers in the world right now.
Yeah, multiple major championship winner. If he has room on his trophy mantle, Ray Ferraro suggests that Ekblad should sign that pylon if things continue to go well. So that might be an option. I'll let you go with this. When you look at the Stanley Cup final, I mean, are you hoping here that the Western Conference final just digs in and these guys got to battle for at least a couple or a few more games to maybe give you a little bit more space? Or are you guys set to go when they get ready to drop puck as early as next Wednesday?
Yeah, I think, we're ready to go. I think it doesn't really matter for us who it's going to be. And, we're just excited to get this thing going. It'll be nice to have a couple days, but don't want to take too much time. Definitely want to get back on the ice.
Okay. I mean, we'll leave it at this. One way or another, is the beard coming off, and how are you cutting through that thing? I mean, it's not Joe Thornton, Brent Burns like quite yet, but it's getting there, man. That's a serious beard.
Yeah, for sure. I think, it'll definitely have to come off this summer, but I might leave just the mustache for a little bit. So we'll see.
All right, Sam. Thanks for doing this, man. We appreciate it. Congratulations to this stage and good luck in the Stanley Cup final.
Thanks, Aaron.